message Ian or iDubbbz to see if it was okay to do a content cop on ToysRUs, but I never got a reply back. So I'm just gonna take that as a yes. Ian, if you're watching this, you can just do a content cop on me. I fully understand. Anyways, man, love you. Back to the video. Bad boys from cops.
Never mind.
I'm a giraffe.
Frick your nostalgia. ToysRUs, me and all the world have 3 words for you. Class, action, lawsuit. Oh, I thought ToysRUs was gonna be dead like Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, or even Game Crazy. As a kid, I remember going to ToysRUs and looking at the Thomas the Train, because that's what I did. And I even went to the Pokemon aisle. It was a joy for me to actually be there. Actually, speaking of Hollywood Video, that died and stayed dead. I remember going there as a kid, you know, renting movies, but I remember seeing on the wall a big picture of that lizard from PlayStation. What's his name? Gex. I think his name's Gex or something. Screw your nostalgia though. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm an adult. I don't want to be an adult, but I have to be an adult. And I hate it. So to get you up to speed to what's been going on lately, ToysRUs on Twitter posted this tweet mentioning their big comeback. Take a look at the comments. There's it's just full of hatred. A lot of people are angry. Basically, people said, why didn't I get money for losing my job? Why are you a bunch of pieces of shit? You should have stayed dead. Like Blockbuster. The big thing they didn't get money for, word called severance pay. Severance pay is money that you would get if you were laid off. Basically summarized, that's what it is you get money for being laid off, not essentially fired. A lot of these people didn't get their money when ToysRUs shut down or closed. ToysRUs claimed that they went bankrupt. I don't even remember the date, probably like 1 or 2 years ago. ToysRUs went bankrupt and they closed like over 700 stores, including the Baby R Us. Who even went there though? And over 30,000 people that worked at ToysRUs were being laid off. Basically fired at this point. No one got their severance pay. Does anyone remember getting severance pay? No, I don't think they did. I don't want to be jumping to conclusions here, but you can think of it this way. ToysRUs took the severance pay that they owed all of their employees. Like, no, we gotta keep the money to stay afloat. The competition. Damn it. Speaking of competition, Another reason why Toys R Us screwed up so bad, the only people that went to Toys R Us were just kids. You want to know who's been buying the toys? The kids. Okay, well, no, their parental unit would buy them the toys. Nothing of interest for parents at Toys R Us. Toys R Us target market is just like kids ages 6, not grown-ups. No, because the adults would actually be more interested in looking up online, Amazon, or even going to Walmart. Another minor reason is that Amazon and Walmart, during the holidays, they would give out these really good sale prices, while Toys R Us, them greedy sons of bitches, they just put up god-awful sale prices. Listen, I could go on, but let's move on to phase 2. I love me some nut. Do you guys know who Geoffrey is? Take a guess. Is it A, Steve Irwin, B, zebras, or C, a giraffe? Well, guess what? Geoffrey is in fact the giraffe. Now, if you didn't know that off the top of your head, don't worry. That's perfectly fine. Probably a good thing you didn't know that. That just goes to show how shitty Toys R Us's mascot is. Now, if you actually do remember Toys R Us back when they were taking their big leave, you probably saw this picture. But we all got sad when we saw this picture. I don't feel sad anymore. I wish that long-necked giraffe got murdered by Tony the Tiger. Geoffrey Longdick. Guess what Toys R Us is rebranding their name to? Well, it's all over the internet. You should probably know by now. Geoffrey's Toy Box. That sounds so stupid. Whoever came up with that name should be screwed by a cactus. First thing that comes to mind is, oh, that's my friend's little brother Geoffrey's Toy Box. That's what it is. Nobody even thinks of a giraffe. I don't want to give them the slightest bit of advice to them. Retard. Now, I didn't think everything I've mentioned so far has really convinced you that, hey, maybe Toys R Us are actually a bunch of scumbags. Here's what I did. I went out to the public and I interviewed a few people to see what they had to say about Toys R Us crawling out of their dead giraffe carcass. What's your Xbox gamer tag?
Big Dick Boner 537. Duck.
My name's Waluigi's Life.
What do you think about Toys R Us coming back?
I feel like it's the Twinkie situation all over again. You know how they went out of business and came back? You know, all those jobs, man.
What do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
You are gay.
So, Floppy Fishes, what do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
What do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
Okay, let's cut to the chase. I don't really care about that shit. I got a Minecraft server, and it's getting really fire. Big Dicks USA.
What's your experience with Toys R Us?
I bought a Barbie from them and then it broke the day after, so I got really sad.
What do you think about Toys R Us coming back?
They should go kill themselves.
What are your experiences with Toys R Us? Alright, so what do you think of Toys R Us?
Toys R Us? Is that a strip club? I want to go.
Where do you think is a good place to buy dildos?
Yeah, I prefer Babies R Us. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, cool, dude. Let's go. Let's do it. Come on. Yeah, lick it.
Oh!
Alright, dude, so what's your experience with Toys R Us?
I prefer 𝒥𝓊𝓈𝓉 Honestly, they have a great selection of toys.
What do you think of Toys R Us coming back? So what do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
I worked at Babies R Us, and I had to change baby diapers. Change baby diapers.
Stop having a stroke.
What do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
I honestly think they should probably like market with like Adam and Eve, honestly, because they should get like instead of getting like 12-year-olds, they get like 39-year-olds, and that's kind of my market. Like that's where I like to shop. So like when people buy penis pumps, I kind of just buy like penis enlargers because that's the kind of thing I like.
𝒥𝓊𝓈𝓉
Bitch.
What do you think of Toys R Us coming back from hell?
Personally, I don't have much experience with Toys R Us myself. I never really shopped there very much. I was more of a Target guy or like Walmart or something. I feel like it's a good idea. They were a very successful company. They also had that backup thing, Babies R Us. I can't really think of many specifically toy stores or specifically baby stores. It'd be a good idea to have another one of those, especially like a national level.
What do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
I think that everybody should go to Elmer's instead. Elmer's on,
It's right across from the 7-Eleven.
it's right across from the 7-Eleven.
What do you think of the name Geoffrey's Toy Box?
What the fuck is a Geoffrey?
Did you know Geoffrey is the name of the giraffe?
No, I just went there to get some clout.
What do you think of Toys R Us just coming back to the market?
Nobody, we go to Walmart to get toys. They're cheaper. Toys R Us is overpriced as fuck.
Tell me, what do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
Well, I don't know what Toys R Us is, but you look a lot like 𝒥𝓊𝓈𝓉 original.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
You look just as gay as he does.
Excuse me, sir, do you happen to have any experiences with Toys R Us? Do you happen to know anything about Toys R Us? Okay. What's some of your experiences with Toys R Us?
Well, I have some pretty weird experiences. My first one was, I was little, I was walking around Toys R Us. I was going to the Lego section because I love Legos, you know? And this like creepy old dude was following me around. I was like...
Excuse me, sir. Where do you recommend to buy the best dildos at? What store do you recommend?
I mean, my brother used to work at a sex shop. I know Amazon has a pretty wide variety.
Second time, I was like, this new Lego set came out and I was super excited. It was a Star Wars Lego set. And I was running towards the Lego aisle and my older sister just comes around the corner and trips me. And I fall into this like giant Stormtrooper Lego statue. And we got kicked out.
Can you tell us what you think about Toys R Us coming back? Is there any particular experiences you have with Toys R Us? Do you know of the rebranding name Geoffrey's Toy Box? Birthday boy.
Thank you.
What do you think of... where's the best place to buy toys at?
Toys R Us.
Why?
Because the toys for us. Not only do they sell toys, but also the R is an acronym for and the us, obviously they're not selling me, so it must be black.
So what do you think of the name Geoffrey's Toy Box?
I like it. It would be a sex shop, right?
What do you think of Toys R Us coming back?
Is that the porn shop?
Toys R Us is rebranding their name as Geoffrey's Toy Box.
Geoffrey's Toy Box.
Yes.
Who's Geoffrey?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know any Geoffrey. I know Toys R Us. It's a brand name.
Giraffe.
It's a good name.
Geoffrey's the giraffe.
Geoffrey's the giraffe? I think that's a good idea because obviously not everyone knows that Geoffrey's the giraffe because I don't. Like, I didn't shop at Toys R Us more than like a dozen times throughout my life. It's a brand name. And that's what everything is these days. Like you see Supreme, that's a brand name. That's why people buy it. Nike or Levi's or something, that's why people buy it because of the brand name rather than the actual product because they know it's a reliable brand. Geoffrey's Toy Box, that sounds like some shit you find in like San Francisco boardwalk that's 15 times the price it should be for some cheap Chinese shit that they found like in the black market of South Korea. All I'm saying is they should keep the brand name, they should keep Babies R Us, they should keep Toys R Us, and they shouldn't fucking change it to Geoffrey's Toy Box.
What do you think of the Toys R Us rebranding?
Spaghetti.
Fuck Toys R Us, bro. Go to Walmart, bitch.
Excuse me, sir. What do you think of Toys R Us?
Shut the fuck up before I eat your ass.
Yo, fuck your nostalgia, dude. Been giving any fucking severance pay to your fucking workers? Fuck it, dude.
Toys R Us, let's get something straight. Not the greatest idea for you to come back. I mean, countless people lost their jobs when you went away. What are you gonna do about that, huh? Huh? Nothing. Why? Because you're full of shit.
Don't give them a bit of attention. Don't give them any respect. Especially don't give them any more money. Speak up, Toys R Us. Give us some damn clarity. Stop sweeping it under the damn rug with your stupid rebrand Geoffrey's Gay Strip Club Toy Box and explain why you should have stayed dead like Blockbuster. And the way I see it, you are full of bullshit. Next time I'll be busting GameStop.